We are continuing the series of Facebook group tools. We are on to our third tool. So our first tool we talked about was top contributors, how to find it, how to set up that program. And then the tool we talked about last week was moderation alert. So helping you keep up with all of those notifications inside of your group. Your VIP Facebook group is exactly what it sounds like, VIP. So if we have a VIP Facebook group, don't you think we should be checking the credentials before we just let anyone in? Like, think about a bouncer at the door. I'm going to need to see some ID before you can come in. And the tool we're talking about this week does just that, membership questions.
You're listening to Turn Down the Hustle, the podcast dedicated to transforming how you run your creative online t-shirt business by working smarter, not harder, so you can spend more time with your why, people, and passions that matter most in your life. So throw on your favorite graphic tee and turn up the heat press, because it's time to turn down the hustle. Here's your host, digital marketer, cold brew lover, t-shirt maker, freckled hype girl, and owner of Sunkissed Virtual Assistant, Amy.
So what are membership questions? So membership questions are unique to those private Facebook groups. You can actually still have questions if your group is public. However, those would be called participation questions. So for the purpose of this episode, we are going to be referring to them as membership questions because my recommendation for you is that your Facebook group is private. These questions allow you to decide whether or not you're going to admit or deny people into your Facebook group. Also, it helps people decide if they want to join your Facebook group or not. You can have up to 3 questions that you ask them before they can come into the group. These questions can be up to 200 characters, so they're not super long, but you can still share some details with them. Again, 200 characters, not words. You can also choose between 3 different question types. You can build out to 3 different types of questions, either checkboxes. So if you want the person that's looking to join to be able to select multiple answers, go with checkboxes, multiple choice. So maybe you only want them to select one answer, or written answer would give them an empty box and they can enter their own response. So if you want to add questions or set up the membership questions, go into your group, make sure you're admin, select manage on the left side, go down to where it says membership questions, then you will either select create or edit depending on if you already have questions existing. From there, you can create one of the type of questions I already mentioned. You can have 3 questions that are checkbox or all written answer. I recommend having a combination of them all, which I will help you out throughout this episode. And if you stay tuned till the end, I'm going to tell you where you can find my bank of membership questions so you don't have to create them from scratch. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 things that membership questions can do for your business. Starting out, number 1, membership questions help you qualify group members. With the first Facebook group tool of top contributors, we talked a lot about how top contributors can help encourage engagement in your Facebook group. Believe it or not, membership questions can actually do the same. While it doesn't help your engagement instantly when they join the group, making sure that you are qualifying your group members before they join will only help you in the future. So the goal of the content we're posting on social media is to make sure it resonates with our viewers or followers. So we think about, okay, is my content going to be geared more towards moms that stay home or maybe working moms? Does my audience have a lot of empty nesters or a busy household that are always on the go with sports? If you narrow down who your target audience is, this will help you get specific on the content you post versus overgeneralizing your content, trying to appeal to everyone that it ends up appealing to no one. So if you've already decided who your ideal customer is or your ideal group member is, you will know better how to craft your membership questions to make sure you only have people that are joining that fit this overall persona. Okay, so how are we going to qualify these group members with our membership questions? It depends on what you sell or what the goal is of your Facebook group. So if you sell graphic tees, you create a membership question that has a written answer that says, what is your favorite color graphic tee? And in that box, they can either write their favorite color or they can respond and say, I don't wear graphic tees. Okay, right then, this might not be the best person for your Facebook group. Same with if you sell tumblers. What is your favorite tumbler size? They could put in that written answer, I don't use tumblers. I have a water bottle that I've used for the past 7 years and it works perfectly fine. Something to that extent. Yes, they could still buy your products as gifts, of course, but right off the bat, if they're giving you those answers, they may not be the best for your group. If you did multiple choice, you could make that last answer say, I don't wear graphic tees or I don't use tumblers. If you are a company who focuses on predominantly selling to moms, you can write back, what is one of your mama pet peeves? Then they can respond there. Now, that doesn't mean that those who aren't moms wouldn't fit with your content, but if all of your content is surrounded around like Momming Monday, Terrible Tuesday, then maybe someone who is a mom, not a mom, may not get the most out of your Facebook group. For a business that sells wholesale tees, you can ask, do you have a reseller's permit or whatever you require for your business? If they say no, once again, maybe they're not the best to join your group, or they can join your group, you just have a caveat, then you can't shop until I have this on file. Remember, if they are not your ideal customer, they may be unable to answer these questions, and that is okay. It's better to screen them before they enter versus allowing them to enter knowing they're not your ideal group member, and then it does not help your engagement, and then you end up just having to remove them later on anyways. Facebook promotes groups that are known to have consistent engagement. So you can create all of the best content known to man, but if you do not have a audience that is ready to engage back, the engagement piece doesn't happen. It's a two-way street. So therefore, we want to ensure that we have the right audience in our groups. And membership questions help you qualify your group members. The second thing membership questions does for your business is it allows you to learn about your new group members. Let them tell you what they are interested in. You can do this by asking them a range of questions to learn more about their preferences. Now, this is different than qualifying your group members because if they've gotten to the second question of your membership questions, you know they're already qualified. So now you are looking to learn more about what they like. What they like can range from what is their favorite graphic tee design category? Is it funny? Do they like snarky? Do they like coffee? And you can change up your membership questions throughout the year for maybe upcoming events or holidays. So something like, are you most excited for Mardi Gras or are you most excited for Valentine's Day? And then you can start to get an idea of maybe comparatively which themes may go over best in your group. If you sell a variety of products, you could go ahead and ask them that there too. Which products are you excited to check out? And you can have a checkbox question. Have the answers be graphic tees, tumblers, freshies, and you can list your gamut there. That way it helps you identify what are people most interested in right now. This will help you use this feedback to also do product curation, but also making sure your social media content is on par with their interests. Once you get this information from them, I don't want you to just think, oh, cool, Sandy likes t-shirts, cool, Jessica likes freshies, except. I want you to capture this data because it might not mean much right now, but once you look at a large sum of people answering these questions, you can start to interpret the data and start to recognize trends or what is the most popular. You don't have to worry about trying to write this down in a notebook and then losing it later. I've already created a template for you to grab in Google Sheet version where it includes their names, when did you accept them, and other questions you may ask them to keep it as a record. All you have to do is look at the description of this episode or go to sunkissva.com/19, look for Membership Question Toolkit, and you will receive my Google Sheet file where you can keep track of all of your group members that join. Also, I've provided a bank of questions that you can tweak and tailor for your business to ask as a membership question, so you are not just looking at these questions trying to come up with what to ask. So why do I really care about you capturing this data? Well, whenever your new group members tell you what they're interested in, and you keep record of that, what you're doing is you're starting to segment your audience. Segmenting comes really into play whenever you get into email marketing or text marketing. Why? It's because you can make sure you are sending specific content to your prospects based on things they've already told you they're interested in versus, again, just sending a generic email to everyone. If you start to hone in and do targeted marketing to those who have expressed interest in that concept, you will reap greater results. We will talk about that more though in number 4. But for now, let's move into number 3. The third thing Membership Questions does for your business is it allows you to share information. So before they even get into your group, you can start pushing some of that to them. So in number 2, we talked about learning about your group members. So in that part, yes, they might have got a little bit more knowledge about what you offer in your business. But with number 3, we're really focusing on bringing awareness to things they may not know you offer. A big one is tea parties. So they might have heard of it, they might not have, or they may be coming from a tea party referral. But one question you could ask them is, are you interested in hosting a tea party and earning 10% of total sales and rewards? If you say yes, I'll tag you in a post to learn more information. So just because they say yes, you're not like, okay, cool, thanks for letting me know you like that. You're actually letting them know, hey, I'm actually going to be making sure you can get more information by tagging them in that post, and you don't lose that lead. Another option, but not one I really recommend you spending too many brain bites on, is you could go ahead and share a little bit about your business. So if you drop new t-shirts on Tuesdays and you close them on Sundays, you could go ahead and let them know, hey, my business runs on weekly runs from 2 to Sunday. If you want to make sure you save during that weekly drop and earn 10% back, you'll want to shop during that week. Got it? And then you can have a checkbox that says yes. So you are sharing information with them, but just keep in mind, think about the last Facebook group you joined. Remember those membership questions? If they did share information about how their group works in those questions specifically, do you recall them? Do you remember flipping through the pages of 17 magazine, rushing to find a pen for those fun quizzes in the back? Well, get ready to relive that excitement with my first ever quiz. This time, we're not figuring out which boy band you are. We're diving into what your email habits say about your summer activities. Are you a pool party, a beach day, 4th of July fireworks, or a sunrise jog? It's a fun, quick 10-question test that will give you some surprising insights into your email marketing style. And the best part, you'll get actionable tips based on your test result to boost your email game. Head over to sunkissva.com/email quiz to take the quiz now. And don't forget, once you get your results, share them on social media and tag me. I can't wait to see which summer activity you get and to walk you through your next steps. Ready, set, quiz. Visit sunkissva.com/email quiz and let's have some fun this summer. I know I can't remember things that were asked in the membership questions once I joined the group. I'm really looking for those featured and pinned posts if I need to learn more. So just keep that in mind. Do you usually retain information from membership questions? If you don't, then maybe it's not the place where you want to try to make sure you're making announcements. Ooh, we are moving on to my favorite thing that membership questions does for your business, and that is number 4, grow your email list. So, however your customers found your business, cool, great. They now are in your Facebook group. So probably a lot of times shared on Facebook, you're asking them, hey, come join my group, come join my group. That's good, they did. But to get their attention next time, it's not always guaranteed. What do I mean by that? On average, Facebook shows content to 3 to 6% of your group members. So if you have 100 members in your Facebook group and you see the reach, which it's not always accurate, but it's a good tool to start with, and it says that, hey, this post reached 3 to 6 people, you're actually on the average of what Facebook publishes as how much their content is showed. I'm talking about organic, not any ads, anything like that. If I'm spending that much time on my product curation or making this new custom design that is amazing, I don't want to do that for only 3 to 6% of my following to see. If I'm going to spend that much effort in my products, I want to make sure I can maximize who's seeing it. And you can do that with your email list. Could you imagine if Gmail was like, hey, cool, got it. You sent this email to 100 people, but we're only going to pick 3 to 6 people to actually deliver this email to. That would be terrible, right? That's not the case. As long as you have your email marketing configured properly, other than somebody fat fingering an email or maybe a bounce rate if their email inbox is too full, there's a 100% chance that when you hit send on that email, it's going to get delivered to their inbox. Now, getting them to open it, that's a different strategy to work on, but at least you know it's reaching them, unlike your Facebook post. So with that in mind, we want them in our Facebook group so we can continue to nurture and show up organically on social media. We know people are on Facebook, but I want you to do everything in your power to also get them onto your email list. Oh, by the way, you do not own your Facebook group. You do not own your members. If some weird anomaly happened tomorrow and you didn't even do anything wrong, we all know you could lose your Facebook group tomorrow. Boom, then your customers are gone. But with an email list, you can back up your list if just in case your email service provider goes down or something random happens, you can export that list and those email subscribers are yours. You own that. So I want you to start thinking about that. If you're going to invest your time in something you own. So what you can do is you can ask them, would you like to join my email list to receive my weekly newsletter or monthly newsletter, whatever you're sending? By enrolling, you will receive a one-time 15% off discount code. This is known as an opt-in. So you're giving them something of value to them in exchange for their email list, their email address, which is of value to you. I highly recommend for this question, when you make it a written answer question, you put in bold letters or all caps, optional. I have personally joined groups where I knew I did not want to join their email list, and it said that if I did not leave my email address, I would not be admitted. So I just removed my request to join the group. Like, okay, then I don't want to join because I don't personally want to join your email list. So for you, I don't recommend that you make it required, because just because someone isn't ready to join your email list today, that doesn't mean that you can't nurture them and they'll be ready to join your email list in the future. So for that, if they don't want to answer the email address question, cool, I'm still going to have you come in, because I know I'm going to work hard to nurture you as a group member in an effort that you will join my email list someday. Sounds simple, right? You just ask them for their email address, you plug that thing in a Gmail, and you send them your product catalog. Okay, it's not that simple because that would also be violating the CAN-SPAM Act. So if you are looking into getting into email marketing, I highly recommend you read through the CAN-SPAM Act. It governs how you use email for marketing. Spoiler alert, you cannot just build like a massive email chain with like from the to field and enter all of the people on your email list and hit enter. You can't do that. Why? Because there's not an option for them to get off of that email chain. There has to be the ability for them to unsubscribe. That is just one of the ways that you could be violating the CAN-SPAM Act. Another thing to think about is just because you have a customer's email because they placed an order with you, that does not mean you have consent to send them email marketing material. But when you ask this membership question and make sure they understand you're going to be sending them future offers, products, or newsletters, then when they do give their email, they are giving you consent to email them promotional material. I use the email service provider Flowdesk. You can save 50% off for your entire first year using Flowdesk by using my referral link. Just go to sunkissva.com/Flowdesk, FLODESK, and you'll also get 30 days free to try it out. What I love about Flowdesk is I set up different segments, and using these segments, I take those questions that they answered for the products they were interested in, and I purposely segment them into different product category groupings. I also can take, if somebody has given me their email address because they joined my Facebook group, I can send them a welcome email that says, "Congratulations, you just got admitted into my Facebook group." It increases my ability to welcome members into my group and learn more about my business. You need to check with your email service provider, however, on their rules for if you're taking email addresses and entering it into your email service provider versus them being a first party consenting. So meaning like you could have your join my email list post inside of your group. And so maybe you change your membership question to say, hey, right when you join, go check out the pinned post for you to join my email list. And then they just join themselves. But if you are entering their information for them, Flowdesk requires that you have to have implied permission. An example of implied permission includes if they want to join an organization or group, which they are doing when they are joining via your membership question. But again, you want to make sure that they understand they're going to be receiving promotional material from you. Also, you can turn on your double opt-in in your email service provider. So whenever they join your email list, they'll get a secondary email that says, hey, thanks for joining my email list. Confirm you really wanted to do this. And then they can say, yes, I want to join. And then that is direct permission that they, and a double confirmation that they did want to join. Now you may be thinking like, Amy, why are you doing so much to make sure somebody wants to join? They just said they wanted to join. Like, why do I need to make sure they know they're going to be getting newsletter or that it's double opt-in? Well, if you email recipients that have not given you that permission, it's likely they could mark your email as spam because they're not expecting it. Like, what the heck is this? Or they could have low engagement. So they're not even reading your emails, opening it, or clicking it because they had no desire to get these emails. To ensure you're keeping your records up to date on that master file I provided in your membership questions toolkit, you can add a column for the date, the timestamp, and their IP address to ensure that you did receive consent to join your email list. Okay, the last thing that membership questions can do for your business is number 5, set ground rules. So beyond the membership questions themselves, whenever they go to join your group, you also have the option to require them to agree to group rules before joining. In your group rules, you can have some no tolerance things listed there. Beyond the obvious no discrimination, no personal attacks, you can also have it if you have a business group, make it very clear that this group is not for you to advertise your shirt business. Because depending on how your group name is phrased, other t-shirt owners may be getting confused that your group is actually a place that they can join to advertise. So by putting that in the group rules up front, it doesn't mean that they're 100% going to be adhered to, but that could turn away somebody who's looking to advertise in your group, and that's not actually what your group is for, so you can eliminate that up front potentially. What is really cool about the group rules as well, if you set them up, so it's under admin tools as well. It's not under membership questions. You have to go down to group rules to set it up, but you can actually tag group rules in a post. So if somebody violates a group rule, you can say you have violated and do an @ symbol and pull up the specific group rule and tag it. So you don't have to keep typing it out. Side note, group rules, if there is certain information like how to order, you can type that out as a group rule. So if you want to order, go to this website and here are the instructions. So if somebody has a question, instead of typing all of that out again, you can just tag that group rule and then they have all the information they need right there. So it's a different creative way to use a group rule. All right, so that's it for this episode. We talked about the 5 things that membership questions can do for your business. Starting with number 1, it can help you qualify group members. Number 2, learn about your new group members. Number 3, you can share information. 4, grow your email list. 5, set ground rules with group rules. It does not take long to set up these membership questions, but if you're staring at a blank screen, I can understand why it may take you longer than that. So I don't want you to stare at a blank screen. Go to the show notes or go to sunkissva.com/19 to grab my membership questions toolkit to help you get started. It will include not only a spreadsheet to help you keep track of who you admit, and so you can start segmenting your email list, but also a bank of membership questions you can tailor for your business. Don't overlook this feature. Even if you aren't planning to implement the information you receive as they're joining today, at least just start keeping a record of it so then you can use it in the future when you're ready to expand your marketing techniques. And one thing I did not mention, which I'm just going to throw in at the end of this episode, so if you're still listening, great, but it used to be where you used to lose membership question answers way back when, so there was even more of an emphasis to keep a record of your members' answers before admitting them. But as of July 2021, that's no longer a issue. You can view their answers. If you go to member and search the member and click, you can view their answers to their membership questions. Keep in mind they can edit their answers even after they've been admitted, but if you're looking to go back and build a spreadsheet log of everyone's answers from July 2021 and beyond, you can totally do that. Join the conversation about what you have set up as your membership questions. Search Turn Down the Hustle on Facebook. Come join the Facebook group, make a post, and tell us all about your membership questions. It's time to wrap up another incredible episode of Turn Down the Hustle. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode and found some valuable insights to fuel your journey. Don't forget to visit sunkissva.com/podcast to access the show notes for this episode. You'll find all the links mentioned in today's discussion, along with actionable tips and resources to help you implement what we've discussed. Lastly, make sure to hit that follow button so you never miss another episode. I'll be here cheering you on and sharing more inspiration and strategies to help you turn down the hustle and work smarter, not harder. I'm so honored to be a part of your journey. Until next time.